Let there be peace and love. Welcome to Satsang. In Satsang, the words are pointers. It is a help to self-investigate rather than to learn a teaching. So, nothing reflects what you really are, the self. Nothing. So in that way, all the reflections are unreal. They come from the self, they disappear in the self, and they have no way to inform about their prior to their existence. That's why whatever is manifested will never find a way, a solution to realize the self. So the realization of the self will not be an attainment or a belonging of somebody, of the somebody. All the world call it I. Even before telling other qualities, I is expressed. But not I alone, a I which is identified, which is covered by the belief I am body-mind. So all the rest comes. I'm born, I'm this, that, I'm from here, there, and so on. So the mind will not help. And I is part of the mind. So there is one way given by the pointing. It is to go at the source of the mind. What is the root of that mind? Is there any mind if there is nobody? You see, this is part of the self-investigation. One has to make it sure for himself. Even when one sleeps, I sleep. Cannot say much. And yet something knows that there was a sleep. That it can express in that way, I sleep. So I wake up and I dream, of course, and so on. So all those questions is to just shake up our concepts that we swallow from as soon as we can, from birth. And it is reinforced by the voice of the world, of course. So satsang, of course, is a space created in this time, which is very different because it gives a counter flow. You have to go back from where not only all that arose, but from where I, who can speak about all that arose. That will be a shortcut. And here you may be more and more attracted or feel more and more how true it is to say all is unreal. But you have to go to that direction. You cannot take it only by trust or surrender that all is unreal. The mind cannot take it. It will have more arguments to prove the contrary. So, it's some programmist which can be very quickly dropped and to be freed from program or map is a big relief. It's like all those fantastic sentences of the masters who say, don't do anything. To be who you are, you have not to do anything because you already are it. It is absolutely a diamond. But of course, if I listens to it, I am the one I think. Or he will have, of course, many arguments to prove the contrary, or he will follow that in the way he understands. So all those sentences expressed in satsang books or in satsang alive are pointers. It's just to shake the beliefs. It's maybe not as real as you think. Maybe you have not to do a practice because there will always be somebody practicing or somebody left having accomplished what the practice offered as a goal, and so on. You see, they are meant for that. They are not to be taken as a new teaching to replace all other beliefs. They have an action in it. Very good. If it is difficult to hear, or if there is some resistance or other views, please tell them, I don't have much to say, and the silence which will follow will leave you with your own mind unless yourself go into the direction of the source of I. So if there is any landing somewhere, you please express it. Satsang is that. It is not to replace concepts by some spiritual concepts. It is really to free yourself from the belief you have to remove your ignorance. You are never ignorant. I may be ignorant. You can be a genius in this world. You can be ignorant in this world. But who you really are is not touched by knowledge or ignorance.
Sometimes you don't like me to say. Last time
But I
you
always like you.
said, no, me, I know you like me, but but sometimes the way I express, how can you say you don't want to realize yourself?
Did I say
More-
that? You don't want to realize yourself?
Okay, I listened from you last time, but
Ah,
we can
maybe.
actualize it now.
Okay.
Then
Strange sentence.
how is possible
Oh yeah, tell me.
we don't want to realize ourselves,
Yeah, sure.
even on the mind, or even not on the mind? How is that possible? We want to realize ourselves, or we don't want to realize ourselves?
Because we are believing, we are trusting the suggestions of our mind. So in that way, if you have so many attachments or desires to fulfill in this world, you don't want to realize yourself, you are not interested by this indication. And if you want to realize yourself, you have to hear once, don't realize yourself, it's already realized if you don't touch your mind. The moment you don't touch your mind, but maybe to take it or to understand that, you can do it at once, or it will be some result of a previous self-investigation. Means mind, you see, you have to see that everything you own or you greed to own or is in time. Time means it was not there before, it is there. It looks like it has a start, it has a span of life, and it will die. That's time. So, what is truth cannot be touched by time. Time, of course, is an expression in it, from it. What you are. Otherwise, what is wisdom? It speaks only of that which is untouched by anything, whatever appears or disappears. The wise men would never have existed if this was not a fact also. There are many voices in this world, and the voice of wise men they have their place, and they speak on that, they always indicate that. And why? Because why to suffer? They have seen why one suffers. It's because he digests, it swallows, he bases himself on the past. And the past is of someone, is a birth, a personal life and a death. That's past, present, future, it's time. So here, to follow a pointing, an indication towards what you already are, but which is covered by your beliefs, even though a few don't look like a belief, they look like facts, obvious facts, like I am somebody who will, Forgot what I wanted to say, but it's always anyway the same indication that that voice is to question not only the suffering which belongs to the past, but are you the sufferer? If you see even a split second that it's an expression, it's not who you are, the suffering will be left at their place, means at the place of the body, at the place of the mind. And I'm not that. It makes a big difference. That's why it is spoken of peace and joy, even though it is not as the mind expects it is.
To update that, when we are suffering,
What?
to update that when we are suffering, or when we think we are suffering.
Because, yeah, sure, it is keeping the company, good company means the company of the satsang books, of the satsang alive, keeping that company and those tools, those pointers you hear and start to be attracted to will come at the right time to help you, not to follow these patterns which lead you anyway all your life. You can cut it suddenly and say, who suffers? And you have to go there, and for that you have to leave the suffering behind. You have to ungrasp the suffering. So like this, more and more, you see that it is not glued as you think. It belongs to the body-mind. That is the thing. Whatever you can describe is an appearance. You are not an appearance. You cannot be a reflection of the self. You see, all those words, they are wise sentences. They accompany you. You are nourished by that more and more if you like that path. That's the help. And then it becomes practical. Whenever something happens, if the realization has not been taken at once, at least you have tools. You have tools. You can have a stop, you can have a glimpse, and that will do the work to undo what was never been done, but we believed so much in it that it looks like. Undo. Removing the so-called reality of it. It's always the same. When you are in love with someone, you want to be in the company of that one. If you are separated, you have it in the heart. So that fire for freedom has to be your beloved. Otherwise, only that works after all. Only that works, because the mind will never help you in that way. Or slowly surrenders.
And where is situated that fire for freedom?
Why what?
Where is situated that fire for freedom?
In the same place than the demand for freedom. In the body we rather do like this. Ooh. In the body we rather do like this than like this or like this. but there is no location. But as we identify them, it would be better. That's the indication. We cannot understand. Don't worry. Yeah, if you follow the indication, the mind empties himself and gets more clarity, and it's expressed by understand better. Sure, but it's only because he empties himself.
Ganga.
Yes.
Probably. No. How do you
Better,
think?
better.
Hmm?
Better.
Already.
Yeah.
How does this all relate to, for instance, people who put a rose in between something and then come with love, or people who
A
in
rose
difficult
between
situations?
something. Just wait. That image I don't even know. A rose in between something.
People do that. I've never done it, but
In between what?
in between a situation and something happening in their personal life, and then
I don't know that. Okay. A tulip, you mean? A tulip.
anything, or a bicycle, I don't mind.
No, but what does it mean? It's just that I don't know.
Well, it means that what you do in that moment,
Yeah.
you
Of suffering, you mean?
a moment of suffering,
Okay.
you step out of it and you look to something else,
Okay.
or you just place yourself on another place.
Okay.
For my feeling, it's the same as what Christians do.
Yes.
Things happen and they say, "Oh, Holy Lord," and they go there for
It's
a short while,
Support.
and they look back.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, our friend Sukha, he sees the things we do here in relation to Christianity. He
Yes.
says this mind needing for the mind, you need the mind to surrender the mind. That's the same in the Bible. It says you need Beelzebub to battle the devil, you know?
You need what?
Beelzebub,
Oui,
the chief devil.
Oh, Beelzebub.
Chief.
It's here. It's on my lap. Yeah. And this is Saint Miguel. Duality.
Yeah.
Okay.
It distracts me from my question.
No, you said how come, or...
Well, my question was how do you see that kind of relating of
Yeah.
this mystical? It's a bit mystic, huh? Mystical.
Sure, high mystic.
Related to this very
Core of it. There is no relation, my dear. There is no relation because mysticism, as you expressed well, you see, it is a belief, a devotion, so high, so elevated towards the very high ideal of conceptual goodness or divinity. So the mystic are those who have experiences of oneness with that concept they have, but they have dark nights too, because that oneness is not always there. It's an experience, you see. Of course, then there is a lot around that. But let's speak of this mysticism, okay? So, first of all, who is there to conceive God? Who is that one? There must be, first of all, somebody. And if you conceive about a divinity or a high support, you have to be lower. This is higher. And this thing is all religion in the mind. It has its purpose, don't think. It has a purpose of help. It helps those who are in big misery. It helps those who really suffer a lot. Now, it also does the contrary, because it is duality. It is in the mind. When they sleep, I wonder who they are and who is God. Okay. When you wake up because you believe I was real, so he wakes up and he brings back all his luggage he built. So God comes back and the creature comes back. Anyway, all these are the purposes of religion: to heal, to give a support in despair. If one is satisfied with that, who will go there and shake it? Great. If one is not satisfied because he has gone there and still he doubts or he has questions, maybe satsang or some philosophical path. But satsang is one of those exits where they say, I understand why you are not satisfied. It's because you have not solved I who believes this or that, or I who experiences this and that. So go from where I came, and then let's see if there is anybody to speak even of God. You see, all that disappears from where everything is created. And in satsang, there is also a support. There is a support of satsang alive. What is it? It's a moment of support. To hear, to be reminded again and again, to go back from where one never left, but it's reminding that don't trust your mind, you see, like that. And the guide may be a physical support for a while, but there is something different than in religion, is that here there is no after, there is no paradise and hell, there is no promise of anything. It is to free the subject to ask. What else can I say? Anyway, if something comes, I will tell you. So I would not, to continue what you said, I think it's a big step to give up even the cherished religion we may had in the past, even though it looks, they say, the same, it cannot say the same. Even the birds may look like, because they always maintain this relation, creature and God. So it's a big step to give it up, to start new and fresh, just to realize what is. It's of no use. It's more than that. It's a veil to bring something with oneself, to go to the source, even if it has been a support of life. We can have gratitude, great, but gratitude, you have to also free yourself from gratitude. Gratitude, but now it's my right, my birthright, to be free. And those mystics of Christianity I know too, who went so far in their devotion and faith, they went beyond their faith. Like Master Eckhart and St. John of Cross, maybe there is one or two more, but it looks like when I read their text, not recuperated by Christianity, but as they wrote it, it's really, they don't belong to anything. Advaitic devotion is a different affair, let's say. It is when the self reveals itself, one consequence is devotion. You cannot explain that, it's like that. It is not a devotion towards something.
Yeah, and yet they seem to share the same almost organic principles of our body or mind or body-mind, to a desire to surrender, a desire to make something more powerful, bigger, longer, ever existing than we ourselves are.
Who? You speak of whom?
Of that. Or
You speak of a seeker who wants to realize himself. You don't speak of that. How can you speak of that?
no idea.
A seeker, of course, will replace God by the self and all that, but the indication is different. It will not lead, as I say, to grasp something. It's just when you don't grasp anything, not even the creature, the somebody, you see? No, how can one speak of that? It's impossible. It seems nothing. Everything which is a reflection is not that. No. Some masters of the Zen lineage, they seem furious, they seem dry. Some of Indian lineage also are quiet, some loving, but it is as the expression is just a detail, a particular expression. It's not that. You have to love more what speaks about liberation than a few beautiful aspects of the one who speaks about it. You have to really have the fire for your own freedom rather than to bathe in the expression of the guide, which can be very different from one another. Here you are. Here you are. So as I always say, if there is not 100% clarity about the direction, please ask. Because then if you are clear wherever you are, whenever you want, you know the direction. And hearing also at the same time, how long I will take a direction when I am what I am. So maybe that itself I can drop. Yes.
I'm aware that I'm always trying to
Yeah.
just manipulate things.
Yeah. You are aware.
Yeah.
Who is that awareness? What is it?
Kind of knowing.
Yes, kind of knowing. But why is it more important to be aware of something or just to be aware?
I think the latter.
Just to be aware.
Yeah.
Then keep quiet in the awareness, whatever it sees. Whatever it sees. It is the same awareness which sometimes doesn't express himself when it is an awareness of. It's what you are. So keep quiet there. To say something. Why not? Something is there, so why don't you tell?
Well, you said that we cannot think on the manifestation to lead us to
Yeah.
any answer. Sometimes I wonder what the others are in the dream, and if they are meant to be a test.
Yeah, just wonder first who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you may have the answer. Yes, sure. Sure. Do you see others if you don't say first, I'm here, I am something? Yeah. So just go and see who you are. You have to know that the mind is a function, an appearance which by the only fact to be created is dual. You see, I, others. It's together. It goes together. So, first see who you are before it manifests. Well, well.
Yeah, that you're right. Because first is to think who really rather than
I. We is a bit too. You make it intimate.
right.
I, yeah. Oh. It's nothing you can see is real. It's the past, it's the past, which has a very clever way to present itself now. We are always repeating and repeating. That's why we feel bound and ignorant and not happy. Oh, you are too happy. I can never make out. She's too happy. You see, the appearance, a tear is a tear. So you never know exactly from where it comes, except at some point. It's a good example because you see, that's why one wants enlightenment, but he wants a tear to be enlightened, and he will make the difference. A dull tear of ignorance and an enlightened tear. We do that with the appearance. We always still play with these appearances. So let's be freed from this spell.
I am. It's also for me. It's more like excluding everything.
I am.
You also said include everything.
But who said to you that I am is what you are? I is there. Where there is I, it cannot be real. It has a flavor of eternity, but the creation can invent everything. It can invent God, which is eternal, of course. It can invent an experience of I am. So very good. Because of this I am, you can see more about what is not. But don't apply that everything is included. I am and I am not are included in yourself. Sometimes they appear, sometimes not. Do you understand? But can you trust it? It's because of I am that they are mystics, huh? You can become a mystic if you like. But Brahman will not be very happy. You look so happy when you don't understand. I like it. It's good. So good. You didn't laugh since long, I think. It's good. Ian is okay? Or better than that? Or?
Movements of the mind are really seen, and there's also lots of discomfort.
Then, tell me more, because you tell that all the time.
Like some effort to
For-
turn the attention back on itself.
What
And-
does it mean, back on itself?
To turn the It feels as if looking back on the I and the who am I,
Okay.
sometimes like today,
Yeah.
feels like supreme effort. And yet it comes.
Yeah, wonderful. You start with a good company.
Something, I guess there's an awareness in the little I in the person that I'm onto something.
No, it just shows you the strength of the habits, you see, or of the belief which may not be totally rooted out. It's just that which, and then it looks, it's a tremendous effort, of course. But don't worry, it's all based on hallucination.
I'm not the mind, and I can't understand,
Okay.
right? And I'm here.
You are in understanding and
Yes,
not the
I'm-
mind. Okay. Okay. So if you understand, I'm not the mind, who are you? You are that. Just now, every now, you are that. The moment you keep quiet, not trying to grasp it. You understood, except this last sentence. It's excellent, because you are that which made you see I'm not the mind, which made you see I am not the mind. So you must be, prior to see something, you must be away from that. I am aware. You said understand because you don't have a good word. I'm aware, I understand, I'm not the mind. Not the stress, it's already very good in the concern of a journey to understand that, but it's still in the journey. In fact, it is just, that journey is just to hear once, I am that already, which understands I'm not the mind. But don't objectify that, you can't. And that's why the understanding stops from where it was risen. It rose. Hmm? Welcome to Satsang. Your voice rather. Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't see you. Jalobaya. You can hear. You are present? You just here? Welcome to Satsang. Welcome to yourself, and yourself is the same in everyone, regardless of your appearance. The thing is that one is really busy with appearance of body, mind, and other bodies and other minds. You listen? It's 1 minute. So 1 minute you can be here, okay? So be just quiet, means don't do anything, even though all your mind and body may move. Just realize that there is something that you don't know, but you know you are it. That is real. And close your eyes for 1 minute. And for what you are, not for what you appear. For what you are, you don't need to do anything because you are it. So just give a split second to that. That split second will make you aware that you are, that your body and mind is only an appearance. Very good. Where we say Om, it's a tradition in India, it's in Sanskrit. They say it's the first expression of what you are, and it goes quickly back to its source. So it's like Om, it includes the whole thing. So it's always nice to sometimes say Om. Aha, ha 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 ha, serious thing. Wow. Strawberries. How many are you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. So we can put a few more here. What a small one. Ooh. Hello. Don't fight, huh?
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Wait, we can. Oh. Oh. Give this to the others, please. You give this to the others. Where are you at, Sharda?
Not that.
Please. That looks great, but I don't know if I understood well.
No, obviously not. That's why I answer like that. I get it.
No, but that was already, it's past. Where are you now? It's good, long ago.
5 minutes.
Hmm?
5 minutes.
Yeah, it's long ago. Just to tell you, you see how one links himself
Exactly.
to something, and understandings are important because you feel you progress. I tell you, it will be by not grasping. My master had a wonderful sentence that can help anybody also. He said, whatever understanding or experience you have, welcome, sure. You know, it's like a kiss of yourself. Don't land there. Don't land there. So, if next question is, where are you? You cannot be there still. Otherwise you cherish it. That's another thing. But no, it's because you cherish something, even though it may have change of object, you will suffer. Okay?
But I do that all the time.
But everybody is a monkey. Thinking so. I would like just that you are very happy to hear I am not a monkey after all. You will appear always as a monkey, as myself too, but you may not confuse yourself to be with what appears. Okay? Don't listen to your mind. Say yes. Say yes. The mind will not say yes. Huh?
No, I didn't say anything because whatever I'm going to say.
No, yes was good.
Yeah, I doubt that actually.
Yeah.
The satsang has been quite hard for me because on the one hand I'm very happy to hear the mind cannot solve it. It cannot give any answer. It cannot do anything. On the other hand there is a frustration about that. A feeling of helplessness.
Yeah, of course. If the mind cannot do anything, it will automatically, logically present you this great experience. Great experience. Helpless. And I will add hopeless also.
Yeah.
Sure. So urgently go from where this I, who is hypnotized by this so-called mind, you see, from where
It's
it
the only solution.
is the only solution.
That I
So
can
do it.
continue this.
Do it, do it, do it. You are what you are, you see. It's because you still want actually to, I don't know, to keep an experiencer. Otherwise you are it. You are it. No. Yeah. Thank you very much.